Weakness to warrior mindset. How'd you like that? Getting a little bit better. Getting a little better. Today's topic is harmonica talk. You see, when you start to play the harmonica, you start to fall in love with music. Like, I've learned so much about music over the past year and a half, coming up on a year and a half, that I never thought I'd actually ever know, or even have a reason to know. It's funny because now I know what freaking, quarter notes, eighth notes, whole notes, half notes, freaking things like what an armature is, like timing and rhythm. Obviously, we all know what timing and rhythm is, but like once you start to learn to play an instrument, you start to hear music, all genres of music, in a different light or a different ear. You start to look for the freaking things called the turnaround, the change of the tune, the timing. You start to look at music as far as like phrases, what makes it freaking good, like the tempo, the notes that they use. It's always like they always repeat it. Like they do a certain phrase and then they do a certain phrase and then they do half of the phrase and repeat the last half of the phrase. Such as the 12-bar blues. Like the 12-bar blues is, one measure of the one chord, one measure of the one chord, one measure of the one chord, one measure of the one chord. And then the second bar is one measure of the four chord and then one measure of the four chord, and then it's back to the one chord and then another measure of the four chord. And then on the third bar it's the fifth measure, then the third measure, or the fifth measure, the fourth measure, the first measure, and then back to the third. And that's the way it works. And it's just like, once you start to understand that and you start to listen to music, you start to hear that. And then when you start to like immerse yourself, like if you're gonna ever play an instrument, you need to find music that has that in like the lead. Like guitar solos or like harmonica solos. Like I'm starting to try to play the blues or immersed in the blues. So when I listen to music at the gym or if I'm walking or driving or something, it's always the harmonica blues. That way you can start to listen to the tones and the beats and the freaking rhythms, and then you're like, it kind of like puts it in your mind like, hey, when I get good enough, I'm going to sound that good, or I'm going to be that good, and that's going to be me. And you get excited about, oh man, I want to play that song, and you just learn the notes, and then you get all flustered and you freaking just try to spend the next fucking month or weeks trying to fucking play this song, and then you never get it right, and then you get frustrated and you want to throw the freaking harmonica out the window. That's just the way it is. It's just we get over excited about certain things, and we never fully just take a step back and be like, let's just start to work on the basics first. We all want these freaking skills and knowledge and everything fucking right now, right here, right now. don't mind the grunting. I'm at the gym, so I have to learn to get used to it. But we all want these skills, but we never want to acquire them over time. We just want this and we want that without ever taking the time to actually, take the time to practice. No one ever pops out of the womb and just starts playing the harmonica. Every time everyone says, oh, that guy's a natural. No, they just practice longer than everybody else. There's no innate talent to be able to play the harmonica. I mean, some people may be able to pick it up faster. They just may be able to, practice more because they have more time on their hands. But there's no natural ability to just pick up some random instrument and just start playing. A lot of what people call natural is just they've grown up with it their entire lives. They obviously maybe had a dad or a mom that played the instrument, so they've been used to it for pretty much their whole life, and they basically started at an early age. The key is this: don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to sound stupid and sucky in the first couple months to a year, because that's just the way it works. I don't understand it, but whatever, people do it. But back to the harmonica. Again, it's one of the most versatile freaking instruments out there. You can freaking do a lot more on an instrument versus there's only so many things you can go do on a guitar and a clarinet and the freaking violin and stuff, but there's things you can do on a freaking harmonica that you can't do on a freaking guitar. And obviously I've listed them off. Bends, I'm sure you can bend on a guitar, but vibrato, glissando, slides, tongue slaps, tongue blocks, octaves. I'm sure you can do octaves on certain other things. Some of the stuff is escaping my mind, but there's a lot of things you can do on a freaking harmonica that you can't do on any other instrument. I would guess that's the truth for every freaking instrument. But there are some things you can do on a piano that you can't do on a harmonica. But again, the harmonica it's portable. The portability makes it the best because you can take it anywhere. Especially if you're the best spot would be if you're a splunker. A splunker is basically someone who goes in caves. And you're going to say, no shit. Well, some people might not know that. Take it in the cave, man, that freaking harmonic resonant inside that cave, that echo. Oh, man. That's like freaking bathrooms. Not your regular bathroom, but your bathroom at work, or I wouldn't say a professional bathroom, a commercial bathroom, something like at Lowe's or something like that. It's just the harmonics and the sound frequent resonancy, whatever, that it resonates off the walls. It just makes it sound just so freaking great. It reverberates and just a great sound. They're pretty cheap. This is again another that makes it. I've listed this before, so just check out my other videos. I'm about to start my year one-on-one harmonica coaching. My goal is to learn this harmonica, learn the tips and tricks and all that stuff, and document it. That way when I get to the end, I can fashion myself after my harmonica teacher and start launching freaking online harmonica courses. I should be well enough. I know I'll be well enough and good enough to be able to do and teach. I can already teach now. Right now, it's just at the beginner level. The best way to learn a subject is once you know it, not that you've mastered it, but once you've known it long enough that you start teaching it. Teaching others helps teach yourself about the actual topic that you're freaking talking about or you're thinking, because you're reverberating the knowledge back to the people, so you're pulling it out of your head. So each time you teach somebody, it starts to get ingrained more and more in your head, and you start to learn better and better and quicker and easier, and you start to retain that knowledge a lot longer. So I'm going to start doing that when I play the harmonica. I don't make that much, trust me. I don't make that. When I'm in the gym, I don't make that kind of noises. You know. But, yeah, don't ever think that the market's too flooded with harmonica teachers. It's not. As with anything, don't believe that the market's too flooded with any sort of business that you want or out there. Oh, there's always somebody looking for something, and sometimes everyone can't do all the jobs out there. Some people have to farm it out. So don't be afraid. Start to learn the harmonica. Take about a year. Go through, beginner to boss or Tomlin harmonica school, whichever. The sad or the reality of the harmonica teacher I have, it's called Harmonica Revolution. He will not take you as a student if you do not have at least a year experience where you can blow single notes. You know what bends are, you know what glissando is, He's not teaching a complete beginner because it'll just take too long. In a year, you have to be able to get up to that point. Take a year, learn, save your money, and then go find Harmonica Revolution. Again, it's $3,500 for a year of online coaching on one-to-one. Or you can just go on his website. His freaking YouTube channel. Harmonica Revolution. And just check him out. I want to be able to play at his skill level, which is why I sought him out. Because I just can't break through. I need somebody, I need, a soundboard to bounce freaking harmonica riffs off. I'll be like, this is where I'm stuck. This is what's happening. I can't do that online because I play a song and people are just like, do this. Now, I'm sort of an in-person teacher, need somebody to actually listen to it while I actually play it and point out, be like, right there's your problem. You're breathing through your nose. Your armature's not correct or something, the little things that I'm missing, because I see myself every single day and I don't see the mistakes that I have or that I'm making. So, and that's just a harmonica chat in 164 degrees, getting ready for summer. So that 110 is like, man, 110, I'm cold out here. I wish it was that simple, but no, 110 and 165, they're still hot. So I'm still going to sweat either way, but at least at 165 degrees, 110 won't seem that bad, but I'm not in the blazing hot sun. The sun's not beating down on me. So again, that was just a harmonica chat. Coming up every Friday, I'm going to post a video about my progress in the gym, so you can see what the progress from week to week is all about. I'm going to be happy to post my video that I'm down to 12.8% body fat. I actually lost weight over my vacation. Imagine that. But yeah, I only got like 3 pounds, 3.5 pounds to go before I'm at 10 to 11% body fat. So I'm almost there. And this is where the true grit, the true grind comes in, the last little push. So this was a harmonica check. Check out my videos and subscribe to my channel with Just a Warrior Mindset.